Alrighty then. I need to be about something I believe in. I'm with the solution focused therapy, don't get me wrong. But the name of my podcast is Mama's Connection. Mama's Connection is for grown women who are cheering or whatever it look like. How we gonna survive our mamas like whatever happened to them, right? And so, seriously, so my mama, she turned like 84 3 days ago. And my sister, she had this idea in her mind that she wanted to reunite the family. And this generation of my mom, my sister, and all that, it's, anyway. So my sister decided she wanted our family to be reunited. Mind you, our mama was drugging and drinking, and I didn't have a clue my mama was drinking until I was 22. Life goes on, time goes on, and everything. And as time goes past, I learned when I became a mother myself, I would ask my mom these questions. Little did I know the mama who birthed me was she was how she was. And like over time, so she just turned 84 a couple of days. Now she's all weak and her speech is weak, and people keep telling me I would never get an apology from my mama. She did give me a feeble one. And if I call my mama right now, she won't answer the phone. I have to call my sister. That's how to get to talk to my mama. My mama tired. Her body is not healthy for an 80-year-old. And for my sister to forgive her, that's why I love my sister. She forgave our mother. And so when I see a grown woman taking care of her mama, I be like, okay, that's cool as all get out. But my real life mama, through all these years, she 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 didn't even like me when I was a child. And so when my sister reunited us, I became that 5-year old. And just most importantly, it's like to be a grown woman like I am now, because I was having a disconnection last week because I told you my mama, she just turned 8 or something yesterday, and it doesn't make sense to me. I understand that once upon a time when there was, but for me, for a mama to birth me and never have no something that was making me crazy last week. You know what I mean? Because I'm a grown ass woman. I got kids too. And uh, I thought I was doing my girls a favor. At least they knew who they daddy is. That's how I broke that generational cycle. At the same time, I didn't give my kids like love, understanding, because I didn't know how to do that. And so my mama didn't learn it, my kids didn't learn it, and my grandchild, she ain't gonna never know what it is. And I'm sure I'm not the only one on the planet. You know, you grow up. I realized this. You're all 40, and a real life mama. We wasn't emotionally connected because she was hard drinking and drug, and that was our priority. And for my mom to be like 84 years old, she don't have to. She don't have to owe me no explanation. So I need to understand what the hell was going on in your life. And I have a memory that my mama don't. That drives me nuts. And so I told myself, when my kids get grown, if they ask me a question, I'm gonna have an answer. And so, do we need to wonder about what happened to Judy and them? You know, wait for now. And they'd be like, well, probably not. If she can't explain it, if my mom was so caught up in the, I wouldn't even be able to find it, but this is my suspicion. So my mama told me when she was 18 years old, she got pregnant to get out the house. The only thing I understand about my granny was that she worked, she provided the best she could. My mama was the oldest, and my mama had resentment. I remember my mama told me when she was 18, yeah, and I just want to understand how my mama, how she grew in that darkness and hold on to it and ran her life. Yeah, so, and I remember my mama told me she resented being the oldest child. I, I have a mama with no recollection of that, zero recollection. And she's sitting on her deathbed, and she did nothing great with her life. She Whatever she did, she can't explain it. Like you don't have no memory, but you ain't got Alzheimer's. So for me, like a mama with no emotional connection to you, just couldn't feel safe. It never happened because you can't give what you don't got. And my memories of my mama, her don't have no memory of it. I was like, oh my goodness. You know, I've been falling apart forever and a day, but now I'm free of that. Absolutely. And so, how do I think I changed when I gave birth? All I can give my kids was that's at least you know who your daddy is. So my mama didn't give none of us that gift. You know, you're drinking, you're drugging, and you were mad and you wasn't, and you know it made me crazy. That's why I'm crazy as hell now. Shit, I'm a senior citizen, and I have to deal with the emotion that my childhood. It was no stability. It was always chaotic. It was always dark. It was always very scary. And at the same time, a mama, but she didn't have the skill set. But I want my kids to be better than me. My mama never had it, never would, never, and she ain't got it today. And so the name of my podcast is Mama's Connections. And then it's not to shit the horror stories, it's to say, how did you change that for your kids? That's the whole point of it. So my podcast is about trading all those. How did you change your kids' future? Why did you decide to have kids? That's my story, and I'm sticking fucking to it. And it's gonna be live in 3D and whatever I feel like when I want to. Cause I have to heal from my mama. I have to heal from that. She couldn't even tell me my baby. She said, "Well, I got pregnant from a guy across the tracks, and he just didn't know. No, mom, that's not good enough, you know." And so, for the woman that birthed me, even before that, you don't have no memory. You don't have no memory of what she do. Remember the husband, though, but she. So I try to stay in the present with her, but I was like, oh my goodness, I hope my kids don't have nightmares like this or feel disconnected. I didn't hug them and give them love and warmth and understanding and hope. That's how the generational transmission with me and my daughters are. There's no love, hugs, and kisses, and like none of that. And that's where I be going really kind of nutty. And anyway, so I make my grown children. You have to ask them, and my baby daddy, and my grandchild, because what I'm talking about is a generational transmission. And so now, generation, the emotion with it. But now it's like 2025. So we have these electronic devices that track you everywhere you go. Your phone, this, that. And the algorithms is set up to whatever you paying attention on your electronic devices. So for me, it's like 2025, like anybody else alive. And this is my story. I'm sticking to it. And I went, oh, there wasn't just like, well, what happened to my mama? Why she don't have a recollection? Not that she was drinking and smoking and drug, and not she kept on doing it. But what was the trigger? When I was grown, I asked her. She didn't have a response, and she don't have no memory. How the hell you? That's your mama, but y'all don't have no memory. No memory. And then when did that start? Was she turning 60? Was she turning 70? Or. That's my story. I'm sticking it to it. My name is Victoria Rice. Well, Dr. Victoria Rice, if you want to get technical. But most importantly, it's called Mama's Connection. And join me. And somebody had to help me make some sense out of it as well. You don't have to be a woman to join this. It's called Mama's Connection. Since I didn't have a daddy, that's why I called this. Toodles in the future. Anytime I feel like it, anytime I want to do it, it's going down. It's going to be live in 3D. And I'm not going to dress up and get my lashes all done. Besides, I was a senior citizen with a memory. All right, Toodles. See y'all in the future. I am so done.